Hello and welcome to Bluebird Lane Creations. My name's Tiffany and it's time to get creative. We're going to get a little messy today. We're doing some multimedia. So first I want to thank everybody for returning. Thank you guys for diligently watching my channel and commenting and interacting. It's been real fun. I just adore the comments and the interaction back and forth. So I thank you guys so much for that. I wanted to welcome a few new folks to the block. Elizabeth Rose, what a beautiful name. Walk with Me Around the World. Ricky, R-I-K-K-E, Ricky Magnuson, and Shell George. Thank you guys for joining me here. It's just a pleasure to have you, and I'm just thankful for your support. Before we get started on a huge project today, I want to go through this Happy Mail. I haven't opened it. This is all, I read my letter. So this is from my crafty pen pal, Angela. She has a YouTube channel that I mention often called To Restore You, and she's so creative and imaginative, and she has some great projects over there. I'm going to link her channel below. Definitely give her a check out her channel and join up and subscribe with her too. Her and I kind of go back and forth with a lot of things, challenges or little, tidbits of each other's channel. So it's kind of fun. So I'm opening this for the first time. She did let me know that this may not just be crafty stuff because I'm starting it is a new job. I'm starting a new job tomorrow. Tomorrow when I'm filming. This will be airing on Tuesday, so I will have started yesterday when this airs, if that makes sense. Sometimes filming is so confusing. So she said that some of this might be geared towards that. So I don't know what's in store here. I love this material, first and foremost, that she has. She always has such good stuff. She finds stuff that, isn't that cool? That little, it's like, almost like someone put interfacing in it or something. So we've got the letter T for my name. Fun. Look at these cute little things. Little cards, little vintage cards and envelopes. Love it. That's pretty. This would be cool because you can just put something over the thank you and, and make a little ephemera piece or little embellishment. Some collection of playing cards. Oh, that one's gorgeous. This one's got little chicken legs on it. How fun. I love having a variety of cards. I need to do a project that's an altered playing card project for sure. Ooh, that's cool. Never seen anything like that before. Fun. Yeah, I have some giant jumbo ones that I got from a gal in my Buy Nothing project. They're like full page size playing cards, and I really want to do some altered stuff. I've got some little like sign language cards. Oh, that's neat. Awesome. Some foreign foreign language book page. Oh, she knows I love these fashion. She knows I love these fashion dresses. I'm going to make a journal one of these days with fashion, so I'm just collecting stuff to go in it. Let's see. Trying to go through everything just a little bit. Oh, these are cool. Like little math sheets, little school pages. Fun. I love these. The texture, their little simplicity. They're not the patterns, but they're just like talking about the patterns. Instruction pages. Okay, where do we start? Oh boy. I'm just going to throw these behind me and I'll save those. So she gave me Lavender doTERRA essential oil. I'll have to look up and see what lavender, it's probably calming. She's probably trying to help me with my stress levels. We'll just set that back in the box. For those of you who don't know, I work in law enforcement. I love my job. I went part-time about a year ago, And I'm going to start, oh, this is so cool. I'm going to start, a friend kind of reached out and offered me a second position where I can work from home. So I'm going to take the second position because it allows me to, work full time again, but with some flexibility to move around as opposed to sitting stationary at my desk. So that's what's going on. This is cool. Oh my word. She's got just the coolest stuff, and I know that this is her Kool-Aid dyed stuff. She does Kool-Aid dyeing, and it smells amazing, and it turns out so colorful, especially for spring projects. And this has little pockets with just filled with stuff. This is awesome. Holy smokes, like I don't even know. This is cool. So it's split like that. They fold up and then they fold back to back. That might be something that we're going to recreate eventually. That's really inspirational. I love when you get a little inspirational piece. This whole piece is kind of inspirational. I don't know if I can get this paper back in there. Fun little pieces. Little tag. This must be one of her wallpaper tags, because this is definitely really thick. It almost feels like a piece of rubber, so it's got to be wallpaper. Isn't that cool? Okay, I can get this paper in without folding it, so I'm just going to leave it loose in here until we get a chance. Oh, I see. It was the background for the window. Okay, I'll get that back in there where it goes. I'm just kind of looking it all over. So this is a really neat project. It looks like it was like 4 envelopes maybe, and then she hinged it in the center. So you've got 4 envelopes. You tuck the flap into each other, and she sewed in this little journal spot. And it just has like all these little pieces. Isn't that cool? She used like the flap of this tiny envelope to decorate this. Really neat stuff. Okay, well, that is just super cool. This looks familiar. I think I have the same digital file. I can't think off the top of my head who it is, but I have that one. Cool little... So I had recently used some sweater clips to close my journals. Here's another little, it's kind of the same deal, just little clips. Those are a smart way to close your journals. And then we have, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna set this box aside. Give me just a second. We're gonna look and see what's here. She does these projects with these ties. Now I'm gonna have to try it because she sent me this cool one. Although this tie is really pretty, and I might make my husband just see if he wants to wear it, because he loves color too, and that it might be a little too wild for him. So if it is, I'll make a project out of it. But what is this? I'm assuming this is like something that you put. I'm going to have to figure this out, you guys, because I don't want to break anything. I'm assuming you're going to put the essential oils in here, right? I'll have to read the instructions and figure out how to use this. But it's like an aromatherapy system, and she gave me the lavender. So, and it's got a car adapter. I can use it in the car. So after I am driving from work, I can de-stress. Okay, thank you so much, Angela. You know that I love your gifts so much. This is like the best thing, having a crafty pen pal. All right, you guys, this is our project. Oh my gosh, it's almost too long for the thing. Can you see the whole thing that way? We went to Costco the other day, and my husband, I had a piece of pizza, he had a hot dog, and this is his hot dog wrapper. And I'm like, hey, can I have that hot dog wrapper before you get any cooties on it? Before he gets ketchup and mustard or whatever. And I snatched it, because this is, first of all, listen. It's really thick paper too. It's not like thin deli paper. It's like super thick paper. So I thought we could use this and make a little like policy envelope project. But I want to do a few things. I'm going to try to Mod Podge on here. We're going to use some crackle paste. I've got, I'm going to show you these. My friend Lina at Junkjournalcraftlina, and I'll link her channel below too, has these little birds that are just perfect for spring. So we're going to put this on here. We're going to use a bird. I've got all this bird nest business that we're going to try to add in here. And we're just going to make a really fun little policy envelope project today. So let's, oh, it's all attached to me. We're going to dig right in because this is going to take a while and we're already at 12 minutes. So the first thing I'm going to do is the Mod Podge stuff. So I'm going to take my napkin and I need to separate the backing. Now you could save this tissue and use it. I'm not going to because I would have way too much of it. Now there might be another layer here. And someone showed me a trick the other day and I want to show you guys this coolest trick. Let me see if I can find, just here, I've got like this piece of reusable tape that I use. And what they did is they put a piece of tape here and a piece of tape here and then pulled it apart. Is that not magic? I mean, I've only done napkin work a few times, so I didn't know the tips and tricks. But I was at a friend's house a couple weeks back, and we were making projects where we were using napkins, and I was struggling, and somebody showed me this little trick, and I'm like, where have you been my whole life? This is amazing. So this is really pretty. Look at this, because the flowers stayed on here. I might save this piece. The white piece is in the bin, but the one with the little flowers on it will keep. So what I was thinking is we'll Mod Podge this on here, and then I'm also going to have to, if we fold this up, I want to do it on here as well. So I think we're going to do this front and back. We're going to do some sewing as well. So I'm going to I have a little grocery bag that I was thinking we could just Mod Podge on top of this. I'm going to take this handle off to give us some room to do this. Fold my bag the opposite way so it maybe lays a little flatter. Okay. Let's see, I'm going to be using Mod Podge in the mat. There's all different kinds of things that you can do this kind of work with. This is just what I'm using today. I think I'm going to just grab a little scrap piece, and I want to kind of use it up here to make sure I don't get any on this top part. So we'll start up there. This particular Mod Podge is brand new, so I haven't even opened this up yet. So I'm just gonna get that open. We'll just take all of this off of here before we throw it out. And I think we're going to do this just kind of up here first, get a good amount, and then we will kind of lay our napkin in sections is what I'm going to do. So I'm just gonna I'm just gonna find this little part and get this lined up here, and then we'll just kind of roll this up and flatten it down as we go, because I'm new to this. Like you guys, I'm not a professional. I am category beginner when it comes to Mod Podging napkins. So if you guys have any pointers, or you want to tell me something that I'm doing wrong or should do different, or if this is exactly how you do it, that would be lovely to hear too, because sometimes I wonder what I'm doing. I want to also try to make sure that my napkin lays flat, and there's a couple ways you can do that. If you have a, I've seen people use, oh, what's it called? The other night someone was using, gosh, what's the word? Like cling wrap. And I truly don't care if this is flat on this one because we're going to be using some crackle paste and some other multimedias. So if it's a little wrinkled, I'm okay with that. And we're just going to get it a good coating. I just want it to stick down really well. I'm going to just pick it up like this and see if I can get all the way to the edge. Just a good amount there. Now, as I'm smoothing it, I am not pushing or pulling very hard because I don't want to rip it. So I'm just getting it stuck down all over. We're going to Mod Podge over the top of this as well. And I'll show you how I separate my napkin edges here in just a minute. Let's see, I want to make sure we're stuck all the way on the edge of this on both sides. Okay. So someone, and I'm not sure who, it might have been someone at my event the other night. This is just water. I just use this because it's small, and if I knock it over, it's not going to spill on my desk. I sent some of these to my friend Angela with buttons and little things in it, but I'm just going to use it for this right now. So you take that, you get the tip of your paintbrush wet, and you just like basically paint a wet line at the edge of your project. And then the napkin is going to separate where you got it wet because it's going to be more fragile there. So we're just going to, we should be able to just tear that now. And I'm going to go down this side as well. We're going to be using some more of this napkin, so I'm going to try to preserve what I can. Let me see where the edge of my bag is. All right. I am going to try to work fast today so that I keep the time down because there's so much that I want to get done in this project. Sometimes I feel like I, don't do my cool elaborate projects because they take me longer, and I want to, be able to share these things also. So, and we can Mod Podge that around or just leave it frayed. I don't mind either way. Okay, let's see if we can get this edge off too. Left a little edge on this side. I'm just taking that water all the way down the edge here. And then we'll see if we can tear this off. And on this project, I don't care if there's a little bit of a frayed edge because I don't want it to look perfect. I want it to look, weathered. I guess weathered is a good word for it. I'm going to go ahead and go, well, that's still pretty wet. See if I can curve some of this around. We are going to be sewing this project, so the gusset won't even matter really, because oops, we're going to add some stitching. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and try to Mod Podge the top so we can get this drying. I'm just going to do a coat of that. And this is, like I said, this is a mat, so it's, you guys, I'll tell you a funny story while we're sitting here. So I was doing this Mod Podging of napkins for the first time the other night at a friend's house. It was probably a couple of weeks, or a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And I'm waiting for my project to dry, and the host brings out a couple hair dryers to plug in. You know, she didn't have like the heating tools like I use. But she brought out these little hair dryers, and I'm drying my project, and it's like not drying, and I'm not understanding what's going on. Like, did I do something wrong? Did I put too much stuff on? You know, like, what's the deal? And it turns out that I had grabbed my gloss Mod Podge rather than my mat. And so when I was looking at my project, it just looked shiny, so I thought that it was wet, and it wasn't. So, good times. It's just, sometimes you gotta laugh at yourself, because it was pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just, you know, sometimes I put on a good front. I'm like, oh, I'm so crafty, I'm so good at stuff, and, you know, but realistically, we're all learning. We're all beginners. I mean, even if you've done things 1,000 times, you're going to have moments. And that was definitely one of my moments. It was fun, though. We had a good laugh about it. Okay, I'm going to let this dry. Just trying to pick up some of the excess there. All right. Okay, I think I will stop the video there and let this dry a bit, and then we will come back and do another section. Just don't want this video to, you know, be too long, so I will be back ASAP. All right, you guys, I'm back. This is still drying. It's just, you know, it's damp, like pliable. So it's turning out pretty great. I'm pretty excited about the coloring. It's looking pretty fantastic. So I want to do a little bit of crackle paste, and then, so what I'm doing, what I do with this, I have a place in my craft room that I can, it's just like a little, almost like a tree, like a wire tree. And I just, you know, I'll put this, and then I'll hook these onto the little wire things, and then I hang them to dry. So I thought I'll go ahead and get the other stuff on here, the crackle paste, and then we'll let that dry some more. So what, let's do a few things to get this ready. I need to see where everything's going to fall and where we want this to fold. So I think I'm going to come up pretty far, because I want, so we have our little bird, which I haven't inked the edges or done anything with, but I just want to make sure that we can build a nest under the bird and have a little policy closure here and here. So we need a little circle here and here. So I'm thinking right about there. So let's just make this straight and get, I just want to be careful with it so I don't tear the napkin. But I'm just going to get it a good crease here. Okay, and that's good. So it's dry enough to where the napkin's not buckling outwards, so that's good. We'll get that there. And then get this folded down. Now, this is, you know, just a a hot dog paper bag, so it's not perfect. It's not going to be square. So you see there's extra on this side, and that's okay. We just want to kind of want to see what, let's see. So I am going to do the crackle paste now, and I'm just kind of like, I'm thinking through. Just gonna get the dry stuff. I'll just put it on the floor. Our vacuum. I sweep like 3 times a day in here, and I've got hardwood floors, so it's kind of nice. So I'm just gonna. I use press and seal. I feel like someone else had this idea in card making, and I just feel like it keeps the crackle paste fresher longer. Any kind of multimedia, I think it just kind of really keeps it fresher longer. So I think I want a little up here, a little down here. So I'm just going to kind of put it a couple places. And this, I'm just going to get it kind of thin, because I feel like when it's been thinner, the crackle is better. So we'll just get this in a few places. And get a little up here maybe. And then I'm going to open this up so that we can see this top section. I just have to think. We'll just get a little here. Now the back of this will likely get glued down to something here, this section, so I don't think I need that. Let me just try to take this, just want it to look a little less perfect and a little more unintended. Okay. All right, let me just get a little off the edges here. Get this. All right. And we will want to, I'm going to, let me think. I think I'm just going to try, don't try this at home, kids. I'm going to try to just get some in here so that we can just hang it up to dry without having to take time to come back and do this section. So I'm just going to put a little here as well. Let's see, maybe right here. I don't want to set it down because I don't want to ruin the other side. So we're just going to get a good little bit here and there. A little smattering. Okay, and then I'm gonna, oh, I got it on my sweater already. See, look what happens. Don't try this at home. Okay. You'll know if this comes out because I wear it. This is my Raiders hoodie and I wear it all the time. So I'm going to go wash it out as soon as we're done here. Okay. Maybe a little right here. Okay, I think I'm going to call that good. And we will hang this up and see what this looks like when it dries. So I'll show you guys what I have here. I left the back in that one spot empty, and I'm going to hang this up and we're going to come back to it. We're going to do a few more things. So stand by and we'll do the next section or the next event to this hot dog wrapper. All right, I'll be right back, you guys. Thanks for hanging in there. All right, I'm back. I have a little splatter box that, you know, if I want to do distress sprays. And I think I'm going to give this a little bit of this tarnished brass mica spray. We'll see what that looks like. Just going to shake this up a little bit. Now, you never shake these up and down. Just shake them like a little bell, like you're ringing for your little dinner bell. And I just want to show you guys like this, the crackle paste, what kind of texture we get out of that. Isn't that cool? Just, I ended up using my heat tool on this to kind of speed it along. You have to be really careful because it will kind of burn or bubble the napkin, especially since ours is not totally dry. And I'm just going to spray a little bit of this. Let's see what we get. I'm barely pushing down because I'm trying to get the chunks. I want the chunks of spray to come out. All right. And I am going to flip this and try to get just try to hold this like this and get a little bit here. This will look really cool when it dries. So I might have to hit this with a heat tool and then I'll hang it to dry the rest of the way. But I do have some other colors, so I might decide to do that. I'm going to bring out my heat tool and we'll just do some of it together. Hopefully this isn't too loud. And just get this a little dry. And maybe we can hit it with another one. We might have to still hang it for a little bit. See if I can kind of rest it. Oh. Maybe we can rest it there. Just get some of this color to dry. This is just gonna give it some kind of a metallic-y. But I've never used it on the crackle paste, so I just thought it would kind of grunge it up a bit, take a little of the stark white out of it. Okay. The other thing I brought over was this Kitsch Flamingo, but I'm wondering that might be a little, I don't know, might be a little too bright. Do we risk it for the biscuit? Sometimes I like to just risk it, you know? What do I have these colors for if I don't use them on pink flowers, you know? Plus our bird has some really vibrant colors in it, so let's see what happens here. Ready or not. Oh yeah, that's going to be really bright. So I'm going to show you what we can do. We'll just, we'll get a little paper towel and we're going to go and just kind of dab some of this off. Just pick up some of that color. So it is going to change that texture paste to pink, and it's not upsetting me. I kind of like it. Just maybe not as much as we have going there. So we're going to have to do this side too. And we'll just immediately dab some of that up. See if we can just lay some of that color on this without spraying. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Do we want some more color in here? Not of this color, but do we want, I was wondering, like, I have some other colors. Let me think here. We could bring in some speckled egg. Let me see here real quick. Let's grab that one. And I got another idea too. Bear with me here. Usually I don't walk away from my desk, but so maybe we'll put a little bit of this kind of blue. But there's yellows in our bird, so the blue would look good. And then I've got some gold. This is gloss spray. I don't spray this. I just dab little, or I kind of flick little gold flicks. I'll show you here in a minute. Okay, let's get this good mixed up. Let's see if we can. Now this one I'm not going to press down all the way. What I'm going to do is kind of hold it from a distance and spray fat ones. Get the fatter chunks. Okay, let me dry this a little bit. Get the spray off of my hands first. And we'll get our heaty tool and hit this side. And then we can get a little on this side here. There we go. Get that dried up. This doesn't take long to dry, so really, like, you could leave this out to dry. I'm just drying it so that we can move along with our project. You just kind of keep your heat tool moving. You don't want it to sit in one spot too long because it will kind of bubble things up. I mean, I suppose if you had it too close, you could burn, but we're just making sure everything's getting dry. We're going to leave it hanging in a minute to fully dry, but this just allows us to get a little more done. So with this, the gold, I'm just going to kind of give it some little droplets. You can get the same effect by kind of flicking a paintbrush. So what I do is I just unscrew the top and I just give it some of these drops like this. Just some intentional. It'll be really pretty gold in there. I'm gonna have to wipe down my desk because I could see it everywhere. Let's see, we'll just get. The good thing is these are, water-based, so they wipe up super easy. So just give it some more texture, some more color. And this is, this gold also has kind of that mica in it that's going to make it shimmery, which is really pretty. I'll show you here in a minute. Let's get some of these, oops, let's get some of these on the other side. Okay, set those aside for now. And again, do a little desk cleanup. Oh yeah, that one got everywhere. I'm a clean freak, you guys. I can't help it. I don't like it on my hands. I don't like it everywhere. That's not the crafter I am. It works for some, doesn't work for me. And that's okay. We are each our own. So we'll hit this with the dryer just to get it a little bit so I can show you guys what we're looking like so far. You'll start to see these gold pieces really shine. It's going to have a really, really nice distressed look to it. Alright, let's just take a look at this, and then I'm going to hang it up to dry. But I want you guys to really see like the gold coloring in there. I don't know if you can see the shimmer. These ones you might be able to see a little bit more. But so we've got, this will fold up, this will fold down, and we'll have that real distressed look. And then with our other stuff on here, I think we're really headed to a cool direction here. So I am going to pause one more time. We're going to let this dry fully so that we can come back and decorate it and finish our project up. Thanks for standing by. All right, welcome back. This is dry now. It still could probably use a little bit of curing time. I did go ahead and remove this piece right here. So all I did was cut down the sides and then across. And the reason is I wanted it to function more like a pocket. And I'm going to glue down these little flaps here, just a little glue right there and there. And actually, we'll just do that right now while we're talking. And then we're going to get this thing decorated. So I'm just going to put a little glue in here on that side. And then we'll do a little here. Now I did, off camera, I did sew around, I did some stitching just around the edge of this little pocket. Okay, I'm warming up my hot glue gun because we're going to be doing some of that here in a second. And what we're going to be doing is building a little bird's nest for this birdie. I'm going to just ink the bird up a tad here. These are from my friend Lina's shop called Junkjournalcraftlina, and I'll have that linked in the description there. I mentioned it earlier, but I paused filming and I just kind of wanted to make sure that I had that information out there. All right, so this is going to fold up, and we're going to have, let's see here, I'm just trying to think. Trying to think if we want to do anything on this inside, or if that should just be glued down. It's awful thick not to do something in here, so I'll think about that. But what we do need to do is see where our bird's going to fall. And we're going to need to put a brad in and we're going to create our little closure. So I think we're going to use this little guy. And I've got some black cardstock, and I'm just going to punch a few of these out. I'll do 1, 2, 3, and then the other one 4, 5, 6. If I didn't lose that one. Okay. 6. And then I thought we would take maybe a little bit of this scrap. I used this to make a frame recently. We'll need 2 of those to do the top layer. Okay, let's just glue these together real quick. I'm just gonna kind of hang on to them, that way I can, I want to make sure that my glue is all the way to the edges though, because I do not want these lifting. So we'll glue 3 of these black ones together. I just want a real sturdy closure. So if we do, this will give us 4 layers. And we probably, I don't know, I'm going to put the top layer on. We can always glue one onto the bottom. We might have enough with just the 3 layers. I don't want it to be too thick, remember. Yeah, I think that's going to be plenty. So there's one. We'll just set these 2 aside. I'm sorry. Just need that one. Maybe, I don't know where. I've already lost one. One of my little black spots. All right. So let me put my glue pen back in this one. And let's use, I'm going to use the small hole punch on my crocodile. Let me just move this up. Let's see. I'm not quite sure where I want it yet, actually. It's at a 1/2 inch, and that looks good to me. I'm just going to eyeball approximately where the center is and punch that through. And then I'm going to do that for this section too. And of course it's going to be right on my sewing. Good thing I'm a crooked sewer, because, let's see. And actually we need to go, okay, let me think here, because we might just have to put that one in. Let me get some holes punched in these little doodads. This will be for our brads to go into. Okay, so those, let's see. I'm going to do gold, I think, on this. So I'll just get 2 of those out. Let's get this one on here first. Oops. Maybe if we put the brad through that. And then there. I'm going to use the handle of this just to put some weight into it, just to get it as flat as possible. Let's see. Probably want that one right about there. I'm just going to put a little pen mark. Okay. And then I'm going to try to push this through. Let's see if we can make our own little hole here. Oh, you know what I can use instead of trying to do that, which will probably be the hard way. I'm just going to use my book owl. Owl. Not owl like the bird, but owl. That will work perfectly. These are really tiny ones. They are hard to hold on to. All right. I think the hole that I punched in these was actually a little bit too big even. Probably should have just poked through with the awl on those as well. But it'll work. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit of this thread. Not sure how much I want yet. And I use this for, well, kind of like for things we're doing today, just little spare pieces. So I don't care if I cut extra. I'm just going to try to get this around this circle here. And we'll tie one more knot going the opposite direction and get ourselves a square knot there. I am going to cut this little guy off and just try to feed that under a little. And then work this underneath this one just to give us a little room. All right. So that's, I mean, that'll be good, a good length. And so I'm going to leave that closed while we work on the nest and bird situation here. Let's see, where's my little bird? So I want him to be about there, and then we're going to put some of these nesting materials around him or her. So I'm going to cut some of this down. And we can always go back in with more, but I just want a little bit. I'm going to try to layer it up so it looks like this little bird kind of went, you know, hunting for materials to build this little nest. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and put my bird down because I want the nest kind of over top of him. So we'll just get some hot glue on this guy. I'm calling him a guy, obviously, so it's the Papa Bird. And I am using hot glue with the intention that it would kind of pop it up a little bit too, you know, so it's not totally flat. And then we can just get started with building some of these materials. I'm just going to bring some out here. Maybe just a little bit of this straw. I think this starts with an R, like Rafiki or I don't know. It's something, and I can't remember the name of it. Someone, if you remember, please let me know. I hate not remembering the name of the materials that I'm using. Let's see. I think I want to put this down kind of hanging off here. So let's just get that guy on here straight away. And I've got some lace and a little gold leaf. And I've got some little silver ribbon, a little flower. And I do have this green eyelash trim, and I thought this is really long eyelash trim too. So I thought if we took just a little bit, that it would really kind of tie in the green, and it could kind of hang off the end. So let's just get that on here, right here. Get that down there. Let's see. We'll get this leaf put on right there. That way we can kind of cover that little I wonder, I'm going to tie this in a knot. I just kind of doubled it over, and I'm going to tie it, maybe. And then I'll just kind of cut it so we can have some kind of, that way I have a place to glue, but I still have some kind of sticking out, and then we'll trim this a little bit so that they're kind of different lengths. And this one might be too long. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And I've got this like wad of, this is like sewing, this is from my sewing machine. So I was thinking I'll just cut some of this. This is probably like the leftover stuff that I trimmed off of something. And I sometimes save that, just never know what you might find that you want to use in your projects. So I just kind of keep some stuff in a little dish. Put that there. I'm wondering if I can kind of stretch this lace a little and make it look a little rougher. Okay. Let's put a little bit more of this cheesecloth in there. Maybe on this side. And I'm going to push the little flower in right there. That'll kind of help set that cheesecloth in, but also cover up the hot glue. I'm going to trim this lace just a hair right here because I want my gold flower to show a little bit more. Let's see. Do I want some of the silver? I think the silver is just a little too bright. Let's see. I feel like I'm missing something. Well, we will just add a little bit more cheesecloth over here. And Just trying to kind of manipulate it now to kind of show the way I want it to, you know, read. Just putting a little strategic hot glue here and there, kind of winding the materials together so it looks like the bird kind of weaved it in there. I'm going to save the rest of this cheesecloth for another project. All right, so that's looking pretty cute. Definitely looks nesty. So let's see. Now I've got this pocket. You can, I think what I'm probably going to do, and I think we're close to out of time today, but I think what I would probably do is just tear down some, you know, some paper scraps about, you know, this size, and oops, and make myself just like a little notepad here and put a little top on it, and that way you had some tearaway paper for inside here. And then we could put little ephemera pieces in our pocket. This can be glued down into a journal. It could also be sent as a happy mail, just the way it is, actually, you know. Just trying to push these down more centered. So I think that we're going to call our project good right there. This is the Tuesday Trash Rehash, and I think we rehashed this hot dog paper sack pretty well. Unrecognizable. No one would know that. Nobody's going to know. No one knows that this was my husband's hot dog from Costco wrapper. He's going to get a kick out of it when he watches this on Tuesday. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave it at that. It's a cute little project. I'm happy with how it turned out. I may even, I don't know if it would even, if we can ink around these edges, maybe a little. Yeah, I might go around and just try to ink the edges a little bit, give it a little bit more of that kind of distressed look. And, okay, we're going to call it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm going to see you next on Wednesday, where we continue on with the Flora's Secret journal. And we're going to get some pages sewn in on that one. Or pages sewn into a binding of sorts. I'm going to try to provide links to what I can in the description. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys soon. I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye.